Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boy, far different movement in the markets today than we all may have expected from over the weekend, though the markets are now down on their lows of the day. S&P is just down about 10 points. Can everybody see and hear me okay here? Hoping. Hello, 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 everybody. Anyone? Uh-oh. There we go. Thank you, Steve. Phew. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you. Well, I hope you all had a great weekend. And I'm telling you, this is why it is so difficult to predict what may happen in any given situation, because I would bet there's not one of us, me included, that would have thought that the market would be up today, let alone unchanged. And who knows what's going to happen by the end of the day today. But given everything that happened over the weekend, I mean, this market is very, very resilient. VIX is finally up on the day. It's up about a point right now. S&P's just ticked positive again. They were down about 10 points. I think they were up about 35 at one point today. So who knows? I mean, over the last several minutes, there's headlines here that there were missiles fired at the U.S. base in Qatar. Is that going to be the end of it? Is there going to be retaliation? Who knows? Who knows at all? But honestly, when the market was up so big this morning, this is why we went out and we bought the put spread in triple Qs. Okay, and exactly, Steve, and oil getting trounced. Oil is getting trounced right now. Who knows? Who knows? Is it, Strait of Hormuz? I am not a geopolitical expert by any chance, but what I have learned enough after seeing this, for 35 years, and the pattern kind of keeps repeating, is, boy, it is really, really difficult to trade on geopolitical news, right? Anybody that traded over the weekend, if you traded in crypto or there are some weekend markets there, man, if you got short, you got killed, you got run over. Just before overnight markets opened yesterday, explosions heard in skies over Qatar. Okay. Just before markets open, there is a weekend market you can follow, and we saw Dow futures down about 500 points. S&Ps were down 50, 55 points, and here we are. And oil, the initial reaction in oil was that thing was up 5-6%, and now it's getting trounced. So, we can only trade what we have in front of us. I'm not smart enough to figure out what the next overall move in the market could be when there's so many things out there. Just geopolitically, the Fed and rates. So, there was a great article in Barron's this morning titled "Trump's Iran Strikes Didn't Move Stock Markets. Why That Makes Total Sense." Okay. It's actually a pretty interesting article. Let me see if I can post a link to it. Yeah. Let's see if we can get this in here. Hey, Jake, it's been a hot minute. Okay, this is a really good article. I do want to kind of run through this real quickly here. Okay, basically says the calm after the storm, or is this just a lull? Okay, I don't know. But when the market was up so big today, it looked like a really good opportunity to buy some downside. So it says Tehran's most powerful option to strike back would be to blockade the Strait of Hormuz, which they have not done yet, through which around 20% of the world's oil flows, likely propelling crude prices above $100 a barrel. Okay, we'll see. However, such an action would be more damaging to Iran's own economy and that of its biggest oil customer, China, than to the U.S. Who knows? I don't know. But again, there's that old trader adage, that old trader mindset of you buy your bullets, you buy your protection when you can and not when you have to, meaning when the you know what has already hit the fan, it's probably too late to buy that, to buy that protection. So you do it when you can. Okay? That's kind of the update, at least in the market right now. We'll see. I mean, the S&Ps now have ticked back positive. They're up 5 points. Let's see what oil is doing right now. All right, a live look on crude. It's down 4%. Both West Texas and Brent are down 4%. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, here we are. If it's in the press, it's in the price. David, that's probably a really, really good description. I agree with that. If it's in the press, we're already too late to react to it, right? All right, before we get started with the rest here, if you guys can smash the like, hit subscribe. Please, please, please. And we're going to get right into rapid fire today, guys. This is what we were going to do on Friday, but then we wound up having the Mo and Carl did the fly-in Webby. So I hope you guys all came prepared with your questions, comments, anything that you want to review. All right, here's another headline here, guys. Iran's Tasnim, whatever that is, maybe that's a newspaper, says missile operation called Annunciation of Victory launched against U.S. bases in Iraq and Qatar. Okay. All right. Anybody, questions here? Come on, let's get a rapid fire here, guys. Let's get a rapid fire. Do we have anything, anyone that wants some questions answered or to discuss a position or whatever it might be? Anybody? Wow. I am really hoping you can all hear me. Long weekend for everybody. CVX. There we go, Guillermo. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Got CVX populating right here. Okay. Made a really nice break on the news, the tumult, what's going on, and made a really, really nice break above the 200-day moving average. Okay, the 200-day was 149.59, but it failed. It's now down at 148.24. So from here, what I can confidently say, is that we're not going to stay right here. We are not going to stay right here. Now, do we spike higher? Do we move lower? My instinct would tell me we go lower. But this thing is going to move. So now, how do you play that? Well, let's look at implied volatility. And it's really not that expensive. I mean, it's not cheap, but implied vol, U.S. aircraft takes off from Saudi Arabia Air Base. Okay. It's fairly cheap. So I would look to buy some calendar spreads. If you're bullish, buy calendar call spread, bearish calendar put spread. If you're undecided like I would be, maybe you look to do a strangle swap. But that's kind of what I see there. Roger wants to look at the defense stocks. Let's look at Lockheed Martin, which is up about a little over 1% today. Wow, S&P's just rallied. Wow, up 12 points now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable how the market is just kind of discounting the news here. Okay, here's Lockheed Martin. You can see it is in such a tight pattern here, right? And it's approaching the high. So we're trading 476 right now. This 480 to 485 area is major resistance. I would wait here. I wouldn't do anything right here. But if it breaks through this 480, 485 area right here, there is no resistance until you get to the 200-day moving average, which is right here around 501. So that's how I'm looking at Lockheed Martin. Okay. Randy, Tesla's a real tough one. You don't know how much to buy into that. I am certainly not getting long Tesla here. Okay. There is coming up, and it almost reached there and failed, but you can see, if you look at these charts here, let's throw out this. If you look at the resistance here, which was resistance again here and resistance again here, there is some really big resistance in Tesla right at the 365-ish level. This morning, the high was 357. If it approaches 365, I probably want to put out a short, or maybe a short iron condor, short delta iron condor. Patrick, you want to look at the VIX. I mean, the VIX at 21 is really nothing kind of special. I mean, you can see where it's been. We're long it. It's really nothing special here. Probably not going higher unless this really escalates and the U.S., comes back with some major retaliation here. But keep in mind what the VIX of 21 means. Does everybody know what that means? What does that mean in terms of market movement? Okay, Mike, I'm happy to answer. Anybody know? So there's an old mathematical description, equation, algebraic solution, if you will. Okay, the power of 16s. Okay, anybody hear of the power of 16s? Oh, now they're saying what this attack was. Aladdin, the question was what a VIX of 21 means to us. What does it show? What is it explaining? Okay, so with a VIX of 16, if VIX was 16, that is equivalent to a 1% daily move in the S&Ps. Okay, and a 32 VIX is equivalent to a 2% daily move. Okay, so literally, if we looked at 21, okay, and even if we're not good at math, okay, you can look at 21 and say, hey, it's somewhere in the middle of 16 and 32, right? Obviously, 24 would be the dead set middle. Okay, but you could say here, okay, a VIX of 21 is reflective of the S&Ps moving a little bit less than 1.5% a day. So is that representative of what is happening? Is that an indication of like what is happening in the marketplace right now? Are we moving 1.5%? We actually haven't recently. Up until 2-3 weeks ago, man, we were moving 1.5%, 2% daily. Okay, hang on. I just want to listen to this for 1 second here, guys. A description of the attack here.
Right now, as someone who lives there. It's scary, it's not something I ever had in my life.
All right, we'll move on from that. So that's a good thing to keep in mind for the VIX. Power of 16, 1% move in the S&Ps. So a VIX of 21. I mean, look where we are. There are definitely some resistance here at 23-ish at the 50-day moving average. We've traded in this range now for almost 2 months. Almost 2 months, kind of a real sideways range here. Yeah, no, watching CNBC here, and they don't understand why oil is falling either, but we're going to keep listening on here. Okay, wow, oil is still almost down 4%. All right, let's move on here, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to bring the headlines as I'm speaking. Okay, Uber. Bill, you want to look at Uber? Me too. Me too. A lot of movement in Uber because of the robo-taxi situation, news from Tesla. Very compelling. Very, very compelling here at the 50-day moving average, which it actually traded within 7 cents of the 50-day moving average here. So I wouldn't want to be shorted. I wouldn't want to be shorted. I mean, we probably missed it this morning. I should probably have it on my watch list, which I'm going to add that in on my alert center right now. We're going to put in an 80 to 60 alert. Volatility in Uber, cheap, really cheap. So regardless of your stance, bullish or bearish, okay, perfect setup for a calendar or a diagonal with volatility so cheap. No earnings. They don't have earnings until the beginning of August. You don't have to worry about that. So did everybody see that? Why I would choose a calendar or a diagonal? Because of the vol there. Okay. Yes? Okay, good. All right, guys, before we move on, let's get Thor's new word of the day today. Let's get that up here. There we go. Aladdin, thank you. Thor says rapid.
Which is a pretty densely packed urban area. I mean, Iran is playing with fire here in a way that is putting civilians directly in the line of fire. And if something were to happen, again, this is not a White House that's going to simply let it pass.
Okay, give it another minute or two here. And then I'm going to go back, look for some other stocks that everybody wanted to look at here. What did I miss so far? LEU will be next. And then anything else that you guys want to look at, let me know. I know it's always kind of cool to just look at Thor Boy, Steve, Charlie Moon loves AMD. Loves it. Okay, Iran gave advance notice of Qatar base attacks to minimize casualties. And while we're just waiting for a few more names to come through here, anybody watch the basketball game last night? How bad did you feel, whether you're Thunder fan or not? How bad you feel for Halliburton? Just awful. Just awful. Okay. Centrus Energy Corp. This is LEU. Now, I'm looking at the option flow, the option volume. Okay. So, I mean, this is, certainly a bullish chart here. I wouldn't want to be short it. However, it's probably not something that we're going to trade or be able to trade, because if you look at all of the open interest, oh, wow, they're showing these missiles going into the Qatar, whatever it is, air base. And looks like one was intercepted there. Another one intercepted. So anyway, if you look at the volume, especially the open interest, it is not very high at all, right? And if you look towards the markets are pretty darn wide. Pretty darn wide. So that's going to be a real tough one. Whoever that, David, I think it was you. I like it. I'm bullish in it, but certainly not something we could trade here. Yep, David, exactly. So small float, absolutely. Okay. Okay, Aladdin. Take advantage of some theta. Just as a comment on that, Aladdin said that he sold the NVIDIA 144 calls, okay, before the long weekend, okay, to try and take advantage of some theta. So if you are looking to just take advantage of theta and nothing else, you may have wanted to choose this week. Oh, hang on. All missiles intercepted, nothing hit. Okay, that's good. So anyway, to take advantage of theta, how do you take advantage of theta? Right? Remember, the closer the expiration, the more that theta declines, the more rapid it declines. So you may have wanted to look at maybe this week or even next week's option. Yeah, it was his Achilles. Awful, just awful. Awful. Okay, let's take a look at Caterpillar. S&Ps, this is nuts, you guys. S&Ps are trending now back up to their high of the day. They're up 24 points right now. 24 it's up right now. Okay. Anyway, Caterpillar. Here we go. You talk about, hovering a flat line here. It ain't going to stay here. It is not going to stay on this 200 right here. This one, really sensitive to inflation news, to the economy, to GDP, which we get a ton of that this week, everybody. In fact, let me go tell everybody Okay, so we are getting this week on the economic front. Well, first, Powell speaks tomorrow. He speaks Wednesday, but then Thursday, we get durable goods, PCE, GDP, real consumer spending. So this thing is going to move. Caterpillar is going to move on this news. Again, really, really cheap volatility, guys. So if you're bullish, great opportunity, calendar diagonal. Bearish, same thing. If you're looking for a move either way, strangle or strangle swap, probably a good idea. All right, last call here, everybody. Last call for our word of the day. Roger Palantir. Thank you, Aladdin. I definitely appreciate that. Was trying to buy an MA debit call spread. Seems to have gotten away this morning. Well, we have that. Are you in the Iron Condor position, Dave? That we have? Because here's the position that we have on. And we had put on a bullish Iron Condor. So when we did this, MA was trading almost right down at 530. So we were selling pretty close to an at-the-money put spread and selling a pretty decent out-of-the-money call spread, but that expires this week. I know you're looking further out another 3 weeks here. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. There was definitely that support here in MA right here. So I like that. And you know what? That 200-day moving average, with the exception of, when everything tanked here, that 200-day moving average been pretty good support. Okay, so I like your thought there. All right, let's get another one in here. Palantir. Come on, Palantir, you can populate for us. There we go. I mean, what do you say about Palantir? Palantir has been a buy the dip stock for the last year. Right? If you bought any dip on here, anytime the stock was down 5 to 10%, you probably made money. Kind of the same thing I'd be looking for right now, Roger. I'd probably be looking, for a dip around this mid to low 120 area and not chase it. Not chase it at all. All right, last one. We will go through Tesla. Talked about Tesla in the room earlier today. And this area right here, and almost got up there. So that area is 365. I think we traded on a high of 357 and change today. I am looking actually at a short if it gets near that 365 area again. That's what I'm looking at. All right, everyone. It is time for the wheel. Thank you, Thor. Oh, we got a night for a Monday. We got a pretty filled up wheel. I love this. And everybody eligible today. It's a new week. All right. Here we go. All right. Todd, Tom, or Tom? Hey, Tom. You may have all of our swag, actually. You may have every bit of swag that we offer. Tom, you're still here, right? You're always here. Oh, did Tom sneak out of class early today? Oh boy. That's not like Tom. He is always Johnny on the spot. All right, Tom. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. All right, we got to give that to him. Literally just under the gun to get in. Nice job, Tom. Send me, I know I have it. Oh, there it is. Send me some info there. And we will be all set. And anybody that was owed swag, you should have received it because I sent out a big batch last week. All right, everybody. Thank you for participating in our rapid fire. Hope we addressed what everybody wanted to. And, we'll kind of let this market come to us right now. And again, very, very surprised at the market reaction today. S&Ps oh my goodness. S&Ps up 42 points. All right, everybody, with that, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.